The IEA have officially described what we are living through right now as the worst oil crisis in history. So why doesn't it feel like it? Well, that answer is kind of terrifying. You see, this is journalist Max Fisher, and he's just done an incredible analysis on the one major thing most people don't think about during times of war: the speed of boats. Turns out though, it's incredibly important because these huge skyscraper-sized oil tankers transport millions of barrels of oil around the world each day at a speed of about 10 to 15 knots. That's the speed of riding a bike. Now imagine if we relied on someone riding a bike to bring our oil all the way from the Middle East to Europe. We'd be waiting weeks or months for them to cycle here. But that's the pace that the global oil supply chain operates at. So when a major disruption happens, like in the Strait of Hormuz, the impact isn't felt immediately. There are still hundreds of these ships still in transport that left before the war kicked off, and they haven't even reached their destinations in Europe, Asia, and the United States yet. But when those last pre-crisis shipments do arrive, which is around this month, after that, there's nothing behind it. That is when the world really starts to feel the disruption in the market.
Think of it like a bomb that's exploded very far away. We see the flash, but the shockwave hasn't reached us yet.
So what happens when that shockwave does eventually hit? Well, oil means energy, and energy sits underneath almost everything in an economy. And it's not that the world is gonna run out of oil. I mean, we still got 80% of the supply. It's that oil is bought in one big global market. And when a 20% chunk disappears, everyone who still needs that 20% now has to outbid everyone else to get it. That raises global oil prices for everyone, regardless of how much or how little your country imports from the Middle East. And the big problem arrives when that oil becomes expensive enough that industries and businesses start cutting back. If fuel prices get too high, airlines start cutting flights. Factories slow down or shut off because they can't afford the power. Shipping becomes even more expensive, meaning fewer items get sent. And the things that do arrive cost more. So what you end up with isn't just higher prices, it's less of almost everything. Less travel, less production, fewer goods, and a noticeable drop in how much overall the economy can do. And perhaps all of that is becoming more and more clear by the day, because in one of his most intense posts yet, Trump is now threatening to bomb Iran's bridges and power plants today, saying, "Open the effing strait, you crazy bastards, or you'll be living in hell. Praise be to Allah." So yeah, it's going to be a rough next few months, and not all countries will feel it the same. But how rough really depends on how long this war drags on. And of course, as always, I'll keep you guys updated.